Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Shemini. One of the foundational traits of every Jewish community is the chesed they perform for their community members and those outside of the community. Our rabbis praise chesed by saying that assistance we give with physical efforts is greater than charity that is given by writing a check because it is done with physical labor. In this week's Torah portion, we learn about a surprising aspect of chesed we might not have realized, and we learn it from a bird. One of the many mitzvahs we study in this week's Torah portion is kashrus. We read the animals and birds we are allowed to eat and those that we are not allowed to eat. One of the birds we learn about is called the chasidah. Rashi explained the meaning behind its name. This is, he said, it was a white stork. It's called the chasidah because it deals kindly, from the word chesed, with its fellows in respect to food. This is both a compliment and a critique of the bird. It's a compliment because it does chesed with its kind. But at the same time, the bird isn't kosher because it does chesed only with its own kind. There's a lesson in the critique, but not the one that we will focus on in this Dvar Torah. How is giving food to others chesed? The answer seems easy. After all, giving to others is chesed, and the chasidah is giving food to other birds. Yet when we look at how chesed is defined in halacha, it seems that giving food isn't a perfect fit. Rambam wrote, it's a positive command of rabbinic origin to visit the sick, comfort mourners, prepare for a funeral, prepare for a bride, accompany guests, attend to all the needs of a burial, carry a corpse on one's shoulders, walk before the corpse, mourn, dig a grave, bury the dead, and also to bring joy to the bride and groom and help them in all their needs. These are the deeds of chesed that one carries out with his person that has no limit. Although all these mitzvahs are rabbinic origin, the Rambam wrote, they're included in the scriptural commandment of love your neighbor as you love yourself. That charge implies that whatever you would like people to do for you, you should do for your fellow who observes Torah mitzvahs. While the Rambam wrote about charity, he wrote the following: it's a positive command, the mitzvahs asay, to give charity to the poor among the Jewish people, according to what is appropriate for the poor person, if this is within the financial capacity of the donor. As it states in the Torah, you shall certainly open your hands to him. And it states, you shall support him, a stranger and a resident, and they shall live with you. And the Torah says, and your brother shall live with you. Anyone who sees a poor person asking and turns his eyes away from him and doesn't give charity transgresses a negative commandment. As it states, do not harden your heart or close your hand against your brother, the poor person. Now, it seems from the way the Rambam writes about chesed and charity, we just read, the giving of food to others would fit in more with the mitzvah of giving charity than the mitzvah of chesed. From the Rambam's writings, it seems chesed is something done for others who are lacking physical help, visiting the sick, sitting with a mourner, while charity is using one's funds and possessions to fill in what a poor person is lacking. When the chasidah gives food to its fellow birds that are lacking, calling it charity is more fitting than calling it chesed. Why do our rabbis characterize the chasidah's act of giving as chesed and not charity? It is true that giving one's resources to another person who is lacking is charity. But when the charity is done past what is required, it takes on an additional aspect to it, that of chesed. God never required Jews to do chesed because the definition of chesed is going above the required obligations. The chasidah, being a bird, shouldn't give its own food to other birds. That's against its instincts. By calling its actions chesed and not just charity, our rabbis were highlighting the essential quality of chesed, giving to others what isn't required of you to give to them. What an important lesson. Shabbat Shalom.